The Ahly Sporting Club, the defending champions, are the winners of the 2024 Nile Conference. So let's just talk about this. So a year after finishing second in the Nile Conference, the Ahly Sporting Club trounced Bangui Sporting Club 94-71 to become the new winners of the conference. So the Egyptian champions closed their Nile Conference campaign with a 5-1 record, which was actually quite impressive. The only game that they lost to was a clutch game against City Oilers, where they lost by 1 point, and that game will have gone either way. 4 Ahly players, led by Prince Ali, scored 10 points or more each to help the reigning BAL champions register another impressive triumph. So, in Ahly Sporting Club's first conference title since the inception of the BAL season system introduced last year, where they finished second to Petro de Luanda, it has been an uphill, just been an uphill trajectory for Ahly. They have not shown any weakness or any weak spots as they just continue getting better. Last year they finished number 2 behind Petro de Luanda, and Petro de Luanda just got knocked out in the semis last year. And this season they don't look as dominant as they looked last season in the BAL. The Ahly Sporting Club have already secured their playoff spot in May in Kigali on Friday evening, but they needed to beat Bangui Sporting Club to win the conference. So even with a win or loss, they will have still finished number 1. The only downside for Bangui is the fact that they have to wait until the conference is over to slide into the playoffs, just the same way the Cape Town Tigers just slid in. So on the other hand, the Bangui Sporting Club could have won the conference with a win by more than 7 points over Ahly Sporting Club, but they couldn't lose by more than 16 points to finish, as one of the 2 best third place teams had to find a way to advance to the second round, because the new conference style, the third place team that has a very good point differential, that's the team that is able to proceed. And you could see Cape Town Tigers just slid in there miraculously. So Patrick, who helped the Egyptian Giants with 10 points and 7 rebounds, insisted their team's cohesion was the key to success. So Patrick was quoted as saying, our togetherness and toughness and the way we close out games were key. We stuck together. I think that was the big vocal point throughout the 6 games that we played. I'm very proud of my team for doing really well in these games. Jimmy led Bangui Sporting Club with 10 points and 11 boards. Kurt and Terry Darland finished with 16 and 15 points respectively, but their efforts wasn't good enough to beat the reigning BAL champions, who are just going off, and they're just on pace to go ahead and make the finals and win it twice and be the first team in history to win the BAL back-to-back. Bangui Sporting Club 3-3 will now have to wait for the outcome of the Sahara Conference between May 4th and 12th in Dakar to find out if their point differential is good enough for them to be able to slide into the playoffs. So now that the Sahara Conference teams have seen how the Cape Town Tigers have been able to slide through, they're going to find a way. The team that is going to be 1, 2, or 3. Number 1 and 2 are going to have a playoff lock. But number 3, they're just going to make sure to have a good point differential so that they're able to slide into the playoffs. So if it's meant to be, we'll make it there. If it's not, we'll give it another try in the coming years. So Bangui Sporting Club guard Nyang Wek, he came out and said that after the game, after they got beat brutally by the defending champions. So that's just a rundown on what happened. And I must say the Nile Conference was good. I can't compare it to the Kalahari Conference because we have seen different matchups, we've seen different teams, and the only time the top teams collide is in the playoffs, because that's where the top teams in the conference go ahead and meet. So I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen in the Sahara Conference. I know APR are going to be active, USM, among other teams, but Ahly Benghazi, Bangui Sporting Club, and City Oilers, they put on a show. City Oilers, they packed their bags, they're going back to Uganda, and they're out of contention. And Bangui, their playoff hope just lied on a thin thread. If they have a poor point differential and they get beat by one of the Sahara teams that finished number 3, they're just out like that. Cape Town Tigers just slid in luckily, And man, this is a very tight race. So if you guys like this BL, make sure you leave a comment down below, because this is just getting intense. It's just getting hot, and I like it. I love it. And yeah, man, I'm out. Peace.